Big story we are breaking it. This on top of lunch break has got to do with the controversy over IPAC. The Supreme Court begins the hearing in this matter. It's a high voltage face-off over the raids that were carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. The Solicitor General has said this is a shocking case of pattern emerging when the statutory organs are performing a statutory function. The CM barges in has got to do with the controversy over the kind of political opposition that these investigations and the ED has seen. Supreme Court says, how is this maintainable? This has got to do with the raids that have been seen involving IPAC, something that the TMC has not in fact taken kindly to, opposing the raids, calling them politically motivated. Well, the Solicitor General says uniformed officers accompanied her, referring to the Chief Minister. Officers sat on a dharna, a plea that had been made previously by the Enforcement Directorate, saying that the DGP must be removed given that he sat on a dharna with the Chief Minister. I'm going to go straight across to Nalini Sharma, tracking that battle from the Supreme Court for the very latest on that story, an argument that has been made by the ED as well here, saying that the DGP must be removed. He sat in a dharna with the Chief Minister, opposing the actions of the Trinamool Congress when it comes to showing support for the IPAC and preventing the ED really from doing its work. Nalini.
Sneha, it seems to be a repeat of what happened before the Calcutta High Court, because even before the Supreme Court, we are seeing heated arguments between the TMC lawyers and the ED lawyer. ED is, of course, being represented by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta himself before the top court. And essentially what Solicitor General is arguing is that this is a repetitive pattern that happens in Bengal, where central agencies are often refrained from doing their work or restrained from doing their work in some manner.
Okay.
He's also alleging that the state police, who are essentially officers of the law, are in collusion and working on behest of the state government, which is why there is an application that has been filed by the centre specifically seeking a disciplinary inquiry against top officials of the West Bengal police, asking for their suspension to be undertaken by the top authority. And at this time, preliminary arguments have begun before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court did question the maintainability of this entire case, but Solicitor General is trying to draw a pattern of how this happens time and again in West Bengal, where the state police and the state government together try to restrain the central agencies from doing their work. He's also cited the time when CBI officials were investigating several cases in the state and they were refrained from doing so by interference of the state police. In fact, he's also talked about the fact that top officials of the West Bengal police have been sitting on political dharnas along with the West Bengal Chief Minister, and actions like this should not be encouraged in a democracy, especially by uniformed police officers, uniformed government servants whose main duty is protection of law and order and protection of the citizens of the state. So like I told you, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta making these arguments, it still remains to be seen what the TMC Council and the Council for Mamata Banerjee has to say, but they're already engaging in a heated war of words with continuous interruptions and objections from either side happening during the course of the arguments before the Supreme Court. Sneha.
Of course, this plays out politically as well, Nalini, even as we are waiting to hear from more on what really is happening inside Supreme Court. Here, the Solicitor General making the arguments that the uniformed officers accompanied the Chief Minister, unprecedented in that sense, with the DJP, the allegation that was sat on a dharna. So we'll wait really, Nalini, to hear from the TMC as well, isn't it, on that argument that has been made, because the ED has said categorically in court that the officer in question has to be removed from duty.
Yes, Neha. In fact, just right now, a big statement has been made by the Solicitor General before the Supreme Court, because he was essentially talking about the proceedings before the Calcutta High Court, talking about how on the first day the hearing had to be adjourned because there was so much chaos that was happening in the Calcutta High Court. But just right now, and our colleague Shrishti Oja is getting us these updates from inside, the Solicitor General has went on to claim that the ruckus that happened in Calcutta High Court was not a spontaneous ruckus. It was a ruckus that was manufactured by members of the TMC, where he's gone to the extent of saying that it was the legal cell of TMC who had planned this ruckus to take place in the Calcutta High Court so that the hearing cannot happen. The legal cell had sent out messages to people asking them to come to the High Court. He's also gone ahead and say that there was a message sent to everyone, everyone come, to which the court has responded. So essentially the court is being turned into Jantar Mantar, a place where protests are popularly known to take place. And the response from the Solicitor General is yes. So a big statement coming in that this was entirely manufactured chaos by the legal cell members of the Trinamool Congress, who had asked people to come to the court to ensure that chaos can ensue in the court and a hearing cannot happen. Big statement coming in from the Solicitor General. He's also gone ahead to say, look at the situation in the High Court before the TMC hearing. The High Court had to issue an advisory regarding the entire hearing, which is what we had seen the second time around when the hearing had happened. The hearing was live streamed so that there is no overcrowding in the court, and only limited people who were part of the hearing or who were appearing for the parties were allowed to be in court. So he's saying that there had to be an advisory that had to be issued by the Calcutta High Court ahead of the second hearing to ensure that the hearing is allowed to take place. Even the ASG was not being allowed to argue. His mic was constantly being muted. And he doesn't want to get into all those aspects, but he's pointing this out.
Yes.
This is an argument, Sneha. Remember, even ASG SV Raju, who had appeared before the Calcutta High Court, had also said that he's not being given a fair chance to argue because of the chaos in the court. His mic was constantly being muted in the virtual hearings. Sneha.
It's a stunning allegation, isn't it? The ED says a lawyer's mic was muted inside High Court. It's an explosive allegation that the ED has made against the Mamata government. A lawyer's mic muted inside High Court. A lawyer's mic was muted, essentially not given a chance to make a case. A high voltage face-off, which is playing out right now in Supreme Court as we speak. It's a charge that has been made with the Solicitor General arguing, saying ruckus in court was not spontaneous. It's a big allegation that has been made, saying all of this was deliberately being done to derail this case, and that's the reason why they had to come knocking on the doors of the apex court. Tapas continues to be with us. Tapas, as far as the allegations being made by the Enforcement Directorate in Supreme Court, the TMC has got fair amount of answering to do. Not just that, the West Bengal Police, the DGP sat on a dharna. Tell us, that's something that that's an argument that has been made by the ED in the past as well, demanding the sacking of the DGP, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. The Enforcement Directorate is just giving a prelude to what exactly is going to happen in next argument as far as this hearing is concerned. They have been raising concerns over the control of the ruling party in dispensation here in West Bengal, orchestrating different scenarios, be it inside court, be it outside the court, be it during the raid, and where the ED have even came out with a plea that the court must take into consideration that coercive action must be taken against the DGP of the West Bengal Police, that's Rajiv Kumar. The ED have even cited that how things transpired during a CBI team went on to Rajiv Kumar's residence while he was the Commissioner of Police Kolkata a few years back, and the kind of tussle and ruckus broke out outside his residence between the CBI officials and the Kolkata police. The CBI is trying to make the point that whatever they are trying to do as per the charter laid down by the Enforcement Directorate law, the PMLA, is somehow being countered by the state government or using their machinery like the Kolkata police or the West Bengal police, and henceforth they want some stringent action against the DGP, the sitting DGP of West Bengal, that's Rajiv Kumar. Now it remains to be seen what argument does the Trinamool Congress's counterpart comes up with, because they do have something more to say as far as pertaining to the raid that was conducted on 8th of January in Kolkata. Now whether or not there was direct involvement of Trinamool Congress party into it is something that needs to be seen, that is under question at this moment, because the Trinamool Congress party have spoke about it, Mamata Banerjee have spoke about it. However, the raid was done on a private entity, that's the IPAC, and the raid was in the office of one of the director of IPAC, that Pratik Jain, and his residence as well. Then how come the Chief Minister comes into the scene? This is something that ED had raised question yesterday at Calcutta High Court, and on the same line again the argument is continuing in the Supreme Court as well.
That's right. Be with us. Coming back to you, Nalini, the ED here arguing via the Solicitor General saying that, this isn't just about one organization. This is about the interest of people. Because at the end of the day, we represent the interest of the people who've been aggrieved, Victims of the laundered money is what the court is what is now being argued in court by the Solicitor General.
Yes, Neha, and this is coming in because remember the TMC, since the time that the ED had reached the offices of IPAC or the residence of Pratik Jain, the TMC has been alleging that all of this was being done at the behest of the union government. The central agency was acting as a political tool for the union government, and on the facade of doing an investigation, they had actually come into the state and they had raided IPAC to gather sensitive political data to do with the TMC ahead of the elections in the state. So it was a big allegation that was made on a central agency, on the functioning of the central agency, to which the Solicitor General is now responding before the Supreme Court. He's saying that we don't work as a tool of the central government, rather we work at the behest of the people. Our ultimate objective is that the victims, who are the people of this, victims of the money laundering acts that are done by various officials, including those in West Bengal, it is those people who should get their money back. And the Supreme Court's also gone ahead to ask the Solicitor General for what reason they had gone into West Bengal in the first place. What is it that they were investigating? To which the Solicitor General has said that we were investigating the coal block scam, in relation to which the raids were carried out at the offices of IPAC as well as the residence of Pratik Jain, because he was one of the directors of IPAC. And it was during the course of the raid that Mamata Banerjee had come, and the Solicitor General, Sneha, this is important, has gone to the extent of saying that Mamata Banerjee has done theft. She has stolen sensitive documents that were pertaining to the investigation, and the documents are in her custody. Remember, there are two things that the ED is asking for from the Supreme Court today. Number one, they are asking for a CBI investigation into the entire case through filing of an FIR against Mamata Banerjee and other officials who had interfered with the entire investigation. They're saying that the CBI should probe what had happened on that particular day. I think it was the 8th of Jan when the raid was conducted and Mamata Banerjee had reached IPAC offices and the residence to ensure that some of the documents were taken by the Chief Minister in her possession. Another thing that the ED is asking for is suspension of the top police officials in the state, saying that it is those officials that are acting at the behest of the state government, acting at the behest of Mamata Banerjee, and they are actually political tools in the form of uniform who are working only for the state government, including Mamata Banerjee herself in the capacity of the Chief Minister. So, of course, there are allegations and counter-allegations, as expected, that were earlier also raised before the Calcutta High Court, that are being repeated before the Supreme Court. But as to what the Supreme Court says regarding this entire case, as to whether or not there is going to be any interim order that is going to be issued in this case, is something that we are going to watch out for today. Sneha.